I don't usually um, record my intros anymore, at least when it comes to shows that I'm already watching right now. But I do want to talk about a bit about the previous episode and basically what we're gonna be dealing with moving forward with Death Note. So it's been a few weeks. I'd say it's been like a week or two ever since I finished watching episode 25. And over these past few days, I've been thinking constantly over and over and over again about the shift in narrative for the show, for the story, because L's death is something that I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting it to be this early. I know we're like 26 episodes, but it is still early within the story. You know, we still have 12 episodes left, and the fact that L is gone out of the picture right now, it's, I don't know, I'd say it's frightening, but it is also intriguing, to say the least. It's frightening because I don't know, it's like the story in the hands of the wrong people. This story can be bad. I'm just saying it right now. My honest thoughts. I feel worried, right? Again, I'm still going into the open mind for these last few episodes, and also knowing the fact that yes, without being spoiled, but it has come into my attention that these next few episodes, basically the last half of Death Note, is kind of rushed from the manga, and that's why a lot of people were having mixed opinions on the last few episodes of Death Note, especially its ending. If you live long enough in the anime community, you know that Death Note has this reputation of how the second half, or well, the last third of the show kind of went all over the place, which I don't know. I am kind of excited to see what the fuss is about, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm still going into the going into it open-minded. But yeah, L passing away, something that I thought was gonna happen later on within the show. Obviously not, because it just happened. So what I'm hoping for, at least for now, is that I'm hoping that the story could pick up where we left off, and I don't know, basically present us a new challenge that makes sense, and a challenge that would still flow well within the context of the story. I mean, I've seen this the opening credits, the OP for Death Note, the second OP, for a while now. I've been watching it ever since we got to it, and there are a lot of new characters being introduced. So I'm really keen, and I am interested to see where and when these characters are introduced, what their role to the story is. And since now that we know that L is gone, I'm assuming some of these people are going to be filling in the gaps, basically filling that hole that L has left. Because right now there's nobody to oppose Light. Kira is now unstoppable. There's no obstacle for him to overcome, and that is a problem. There is a power vacuum, and we need somebody to fill in that hole as this, I guess, new antagonist. Well, again, new conflict, right? A new obstacle for Light, because it's not gonna be easy, to say the least. I guess that's pretty much it for my opening intro for episode 26 and moving forward. Again, Still looking forward for Death Note. I feel like so far Death Note has been really, really fun. It's been great. I've been enjoying my time with it. There are a few, you know, misses here and there. There's some story decisions that I disagree with, or there are some that I'm kind of iffy about. But overall, that doesn't really change my opinion at all about the show. It's been a great show so far. It's been fun. Yeah, I'm gonna reserve my final thoughts and judgment once I finish Death Note, but I can safely say so far I think Death Note is a really good show. It definitely lives up to the hype that a lot of people are saying when it comes to like, oh yeah, Death Note is that, you know, it's a classic, you know, it's a masterpiece in a way. I wouldn't necessarily call it a masterpiece yet, but I can see why a lot of people think that way, and honestly, yeah, it's a good show. It's a really good show, even with all of the negatives that I may have given it in the past. But overall, it's a very good show. All right then, gonna be watching episode 26. Hope you guys enjoy my reaction. I love this opening so much, but it's kind of sad to see L every time now, knowing that he has passed away. Renewal, and they're playing L's theme. The good old days.
だからキラはこの14日から19日に FBI が調べていたものの中にいたと考えてまず
Oh, this hurts. This hurts so much. They're basically showing, hey, L is like very close to the answer. I'm still mad that Naomi got axed off very early on within the show. Great episode, by the way, but damn it. Ah, yes. The tennis match. You know what? I kind of feel that L's biggest mistake was trying to get close to Light, because the fact that both of them are in close proximity to one another is basically giving, you know, it's basically giving Light damn it, Misa is making me lose my train of shit, I forgot what I was about. Oh yeah. Yeah, L basically getting closer to Light is basically giving Light. L getting closer to Light is basically L surrendering to Light. Because the more L gets to be with Light, the more like doubt that L himself grew over and over and over again about whether or not Light is actually Kira. Even though in the end we know that L still believes that to the bitter end, but this self-obsession with Light being Kira would end up kind of breaking the team together, like here right now. Like there's a lot of tension between the team because of what L is doing to Light and everybody else. And I guess that kind of pressure is also getting into L and everybody else. Ah, the good old days. Still one of the most absurd episodes I've seen of Death Note. Great episode for Matsuda, but that fucking rule, dude, is that fucking rule. How one simple lie would cost the life of one of my favorite characters in the show.
私がキラ事件に関して調べてきたものの全てである。これが人の目に触れているということは
means that I'm dead. Yeah. Are you happy? Are you happy, Light?
こんな簡単にやはり龍崎がいないと。
Yeah, it's no fun at all. You're not happy, are you, Light? This is basically what happens when the Batman kills the Joker, and then you know, or the other way around.
あとは殺人ノートをどうするかか。人が手にしないところにこの5人の中で絶対ノートを使わないと信用できるものが隠せばいいだけだ。局長、お願いします。局長
Lower your Oh, Matsuda. But giving the notebook to Soichiro, I don't know about that. Kind of worried, if I'm being honest.
一緒に暮らそう。ああ、部屋ももう借りた。
Then manipulation once again. Yeah, and I'm using you as well. You're not my girlfriend. You're just a toy, a doll. So it seems. Oh, don't count on it. I am the god of this world. Yep. The music playing in the background is very similar to O Fortuna. Not exactly it, but wow. Love that imagery. The maestro, right? The conductor. And there she goes. And there he goes as well. I did mention, like, once they were introduced, I was like, okay, when are they gonna die? And everybody's dying. There goes Namikawa, there goes... Yep. Eradicating all loose ends, basically. Where Kira is the law. Oh? The orphanage. The Wammy's house. Watari. L is dead. Oh. White hair. To be. Here we go. 2007. So this is 5 years before the present, which is 2012. Mellow. Near.
まだどちらとも死んでしまってはもう選ぶこともどうだろう。二人で力を合わせ。
うん、そうだね。
無理だよロジャー。
Well, you're gonna be forced to work together. And the last leaf blows.
エルを継ぐのはニアだ。
Oh?
僕は出ていくよ。どっちにしろ僕ももうすぐ15だ。
Almost 15. So he'll be 19 once we reach the present.
逮捕時、たまたま樋口の近くにいた警官が
Oh, the White House. Thank you for telling me through text. Okay. I guess they didn't have time. More PowerPoint exposition. Great. Great. Whoa, and it's in red. Interesting. Oh, Matsuda. Wow. I guess you can see that Light is kind of mature there in his character design. A bit. I guess it's his posture. Wow. Oh, wow. Matsuda, please. Matsuda. Don't. Just don't. Don't have any. You better choose your words carefully, boy. Soichiro is. Yeah. Oh, if you're a little younger, yeah. Soichiro's looking at him. Amusing, isn't it, Ryuk?
なんだあいつは。松田、ライト、一緒に来てくれ。
Oh shit. Emergency calls. More stills. Wow. Aizawa. Rocking with the beer.
殺人ノートの交換です。
デスノートの存在、そして少なくとも警察庁が所持していると分かって奪いに来ている者がいる。
FBI 捜査官ジョン・マッケンローです。もちろん偽名ですが。
Okay.
キラ事件解決のためにノートを我が国に渡してもらいたい。
どうやら警察庁長官が何者かに誘拐されたようですね。
How old is Nier again? Because he sounds young, like very young. Mellow.
その中で一番地位の高いのは本部を指揮していた八神だ。
I kind of like his apparel. Like it's way over the top, but I mean, the dude has, you know, a sense of fashion. That's for sure.
ノートが欲しいだけじゃない。邪魔なものは殺し、一番になる。
Okay. A power struggle between Mellow and Nier.
ついエディと二人でうとうとしちまって、その隙に滝村がネクタイで自殺を。
これがキラの仕業だとすれば、キラは顔も名前もわからぬ我々には手出しできず。
True.
どうするメロン。
次は八神総一郎の娘、八神左右をさらえ。
長官はすでに死んでいるはず。どうして何も言ってこない。その程度の相手だったのか。
Don't underestimate them. Come on, Light, you know better than this.
狙われる可能性。
今日はいい子に一人で先に寝るね。
八神だ。
次長さん、長官とノートの交換だが中止だ。滝村は死んだ。
何？
ノートの交換は八神左右と行う。警察庁首長であるお前に警察に言うなというのもナンセンスだ。しかし個人で動いてもらいたい。あまり警察に大きな動きが見えれば娘は殺す。そう。長官のようにあっさり。今から滝村の遺体の画像をメールで送る。
I don't know. It does feel a bit too rushed to reach this, but okay.
あなた珍しいわね、仕事用の携帯で。え、左右？さあ。
僕の考えでは長官を殺したのは誘拐犯ではなくキラだ。長官を殺したのがキラなら警察庁内の情報を得る手段を持っていると考えるべきだ。もうここにいる者だけで動いた方がいい。
いや、誘拐されていた日本警察庁長官が殺された。
Okay, so instead of sweets, we're getting puzzles.
メロ、お前はいつも感情的になりすぎて大事なことをおろそかにしてしまうんだ。陰に写真を残していくなんて。
娘がやっとこっちに届いた。
こっち？
ここがどこかくらい大体は分かってるだろう。
取引は娘の無事を確認しなければしない。声を聞かせろ。左右。
What are you gonna do, Light?
はい。
電話を。
Oh shit.
2代目 L、 はじめまして。
L number 2.
そうですね。
The real L.
え
N. Yeah, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. N, yeah, yeah.
何なんだ。
Even in death, L is still playing with your mind. Okay. Okay, so episode 26 and 27. Quick review for both of these episodes. They're fine. They're fine. Compared to episode 25, they're fine. It's not the... '26 was, I guess, a natural follow-up for from 25, but 27 I have a lot of issues with. But I'm gonna talk about it later on. But overall, I feel like these sets of episodes, they're fine. They're dealing with the aftermath of episode 25, with Elle's death. I feel like in terms of the idea and what they're trying to go for, I agree with, I enjoy it, but I do find that the pacing is very rushed. Again, I do know some criticism from a lot of people concerning about the later half of Death Note, and while I am trying to get into this with a clear, open mind, as I always do, because sometimes people say, you know, this show is terrible, but then I watch it and I'm like, what are you talking about? This show is amazing. But in this, at least with this sets of episodes, I can definitely see some, I guess, pacing issues. It's a bit rushed, and I feel like I would have enjoyed it if they had an episode specifically made just to be for a cooldown. I mean, we get that in the beginning of episode 27 when, you know, once we reach the time skip, we kind of get to see how everybody is doing. But I kind of wish that moment is fully extended into a single episode, instead of showing some like calm moments and then immediately going, hey, yeah, conflict, yeah, action, we need it. And I'm like, no, we don't need it. We don't need the conflict and the action now. We just got it like a few episodes ago. Give us time to relax. Like, give us time to basically relive this world, because we already got a time skip, right? Just let us relive this world again. Let us see what all of the changes are, instead of just showing text by saying, yeah, so this world is fucked and Kira is all, rampant and everybody is like praising it. Like, I mean, sure, you're giving me information about the world, but I would really appreciate it if you just, let the visuals play it out and let the audience soak it in. I feel like episode 24 and 25 did an excellent job at that. And then you have episode 26 and 27, which kind of falls flat if you're comparing these two sets of episodes. But yeah, again, we're still fairly new to this, I guess, section of Death Note, so I can't really comment on it yet. I can only comment on the fact that I do find that the pacing again feels a bit too fast and a bit off, and I'm still not sure about these new sets of characters yet. They did not grab me as much as L did when we were first introduced to L. I mean, like, L got introduced immediately, we go, oh shit, this is the rival, yes. But then you meet Nier and Mello, and I'm like, I don't know. Nier feels like L but white. Nier is basically L but with white hair, and then Mello is Mello. Yeah. Let's go to episode 26 and let's go scene by scene, shall we? Okay, so episode 26, we start with a recap of sorts. And I was about to comment that I wasn't really enjoying the recap at first, but it is enjoyable nonetheless, and by the end of it, it kind of won me over, because by the end of it, it's basically, yeah, this is all recapping the accounts of L and his record, basically the notes that he has written about this entire case. And while I do find it kind of annoying that we spent like over half the episode with that recap, I feel like we don't really need this long to recap everything, but again, I understand why they're doing it. So on one hand, I kind of don't like the fact that it is a recap, but on the other hand, I feel like the recap is done relatively well in terms of implementing it into the overall story. But yeah, it's the reason why I wasn't really talking all that much in episode 26. Because I want to talk, but what do I want to talk about? It's stuff that has already been shown. But either way, we get to see basically the aftermath of his death. It's been 10 days, and yes, I do know that there is a deleted scene of L's funeral, but I was advised not to watch it until the end of the show. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch it yet. I'm gonna watch it once we finish watching the show. Some people are mentioning, like, some of my close friends are saying, like, yeah, there's some like small little spoilers, or like they deleted that scene for a purpose, or yeah, that scene isn't in the show prior because of this and that. And really most people watch that scene once they actually finish the show, so that's what I'm gonna do. So if you have any questions about please watch Elle's funeral scene, yes, I will watch it, but once the show ends. So yeah, wait for it, okay? The team is basically talking about Elle's death. We finally get to see Watari's actual name, which is Quilsh Whammy. Okay. I was about to read this entire newspaper, but then I realized no, they're just repeating words over and over and over and over again. This newspaper is pointless, by the way. So, they're asking, hey, who's going to replace Elle? And everybody's all pointing towards Light. Light, you're the best choice we have. It's scary for the audience, we know, but for them, Light is our best shot, which is crazy. And then we get this sort of short little glimpse where Light is basically saying, yeah, it's no fun without Ryuzaki, it's no fun without Elle. What's the point when my biggest enemy is, what's the point once I finish the game, I won. So now what? Feels empty, isn't it? There's no thrill, there's no fun. And then we see later on here in the scene, Light looks to his side, and then he sees Elle. We don't get to see his face or his eyes, but he sees a vision of Elle. I guess he longs for it. I don't know, it's very common for a lot of, it's a very tropey, it's a common trope for stories, right? Where once our protagonist or antagonist finally defeats their enemy, but then you show the aftermath, you show what happens next, they're like, yeah, now what? Like, yeah, what do I do now? Like, my entire life has been like trying to defeat you, and now I finally defeated you, so what's my goal? What's my purpose? Right? And when it comes to Light, there's always the fact that, yeah, I mean, Elle is like an obstacle. Light's true goal is basically to recreate this new world, and him being the god, of this world, to pass down judgment. And while, yes, that is the case, but if there's no one to oppose you, it's no fun at all, right? There's no competition. You feel empty inside. It's also a very interesting thing to talk about, and that is, once you finally obtain everything, once you finally achieve everything that you wanted, you finally achieve it, then what? What do? Light's eyes in this shot right now feels empty. This is the face of a man who finally obtains everything but achieves nothing. And I find that very interesting. And by the end of it, sure, he continues on with his journey, he continues on with his plan to basically recreate the world. And we get this amazing scene again, where Light is basically the maestro conducting his symphony of death. Yeah. It's literally a notebook. It's literally a notebook. Yeah, pun intended. But yeah, the maestro is looking at all his notes, and then he swings. And all loose ends are eliminated. Even these two people, who I mentioned again, when we were introduced to them, I'm like, okay, yeah, right, show, yeah. When are they gonna die? These are disposable characters. And they died. I'm kind of sad that they did not have like any major role in the story, or at least nothing to, I don't know. They never had any like concrete interaction with light, which I hoped, but they never gave it to me. I mean, we kind of see it here in like images, still images, but that's pretty much it. I mean, they've worked a lot with Soichiro and everybody else, and with L, but they never really interact with light. So yeah, I feel nothing for them. Poor kid has to see his father die, and then everybody else in the Yotsuba group, Namikawa and everybody else, also dead. Yeah, also dying. All dead. And then we get a time skip in April of 2012. Roughly like what, 4 or 5 years after the events of L's death. And the world screams in fear for Kira. Basically revered as this god of judgment. Some people fear him, and some people secretly admire him and praise him. And again, it is this side of society that I wish that they showed and explored more, instead of just saying, oh yeah, a bunch of people and a bunch of countries have accepted Kira and here's a bunch of photos of it. Like, I don't know, I kind of wish for them to at least give me like some scenes where all of this is in practice. But again, that's not what we got. And one can argue that that is not the point. That's not the focus. But I don't know, I feel like world building is a very important factor in storytelling, and right now you're glancing over the world building. We move on. Everybody is afraid of Kira. But then, all of a sudden, L's computer, a countdown reaches 0. A transmission goes to the orphanage. L is dead. And this is 5 years ago in the past. Because again, once we reach the next episode, in episode 27, they mentioned, you know, about 4 or 5 years ago and whatever. So yeah, this happened in near proximity of when L is dead. So even L has already basically prepared for all of this, right? We've talked about this in episode 25 when L was outside, and you know, I've talked about L basically already accepting his fate. He already knows that he is going to die. So this makes sense. So this makes sense how L has already prepared everything when it comes to like his computer, his transmission, and all of the above. Yeah. Roger. And then we get to see these two people, these new two characters, who I assume is going to be the replacement. That void that L has left behind after his death is being replaced and filled by these two people, who I don't really like so far, which would lead us to episode 27. I've also realized something, and that is a lot of very important moments in Death Note happen on around December, right? I can think of Naomi's death in episode 7, was in December as well, around New Year's, and this, again, is also set in December of 2007, which is when near L's death, and the two main the two new characters, Mello and Nier, gets to hear the news. I don't know. I feel like that's a very deliberate choice though, because you know, December, you got Christmas, and then you got the New Year's, right? You got to celebrate the birth of Jesus, of the God of Christianity, and then you get to celebrate New Year's, where the year comes to an end and then you start anew. There's definitely some symbolism there, and it's definitely deliberate when it comes to like the placement and time of when all of these things are happening, right? We move on from here. We find these two realizes that Elle is dead. Nier is playing around with a bunch of puzzles, and then he throw it away. Not throw it away. He basically. What is interesting also is that the fact that it's not that he is struggling. No, he is almost complete. The puzzle is nearly complete, and then he breaks it all away, and then he does it all over again. I find that very interesting though. And as I was talking about, you know, about renewal and basically redoing stuff and ending the old and starting the new, I don't know, immediately I feel like what this is showing right now is basically, yeah, Nier is, this is a puzzle that is almost complete, right? And if we are talking about puzzles here, we're talking about Elle. Elle has almost finished the puzzle. He has almost solved the case, right? Some of these last few puzzle pieces left here on the edges, but the rest of these puzzle pieces are almost complete. But Elle has passed away, and nobody is there to complete the puzzle. Enter Nier. Does it all over again. Basically saying, yeah, this is basically the passing of the torch. Nier is about to solve the investigation, the question, the puzzle that Elle has failed to do so. And as the final leaf blows away, you get to see that Nier completes the puzzle. And what does the puzzle say? It says Elle. Cool scene, cool shot, cool symbolism, I love it. And then you got Mellow being all mellow, being all emo and saying, yeah, I don't want to work with him. I'm gonna leave this place. I'm sorry. I hate Mellow already. Oh god. But then we immediately skip forward to the present again. We see Nier talking to the White House, blah 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 blah, and then we're just like, yeah, okay, we're gonna give you a bunch of expositional text with still images, and I'm like, huh? Excuse me? Hello? What's happening here? What is happening here? And this is when I start to see some of the problems with this episode. First, again, like I mentioned, I feel like this episode is way too fast-paced. I feel like they should have taken their time before elevating the conflict immediately. it would be, I would gladly appreciate it if they also give me time to see Nier and the SPK right now setting up stuff instead of just a still image and a text saying who they are. I'm not gonna grow any attachment to all of them, so what's the point? Handpick FBI agents and CIA agents along with Nier, okay. And then we get to some of the more slow slice of life sort of situation with Light, Misa, and everybody else. I really enjoyed this moment. I also wish this moment was a lot longer and there's more of it, because after the climax and the impact of episode 24 and 25, or basically the previous section of Death Note, I feel like we've already like reached a high note, right? With episode 25 and 20, with episode 24 and 25, and all of the previous episode that has been like going on this upward trajectory, and then we reach the climax. L has passed away, and then we should go down a bit, right? This is the down moment. This is when we all relax and basically soak it in, right? We just experience something that is truly impactful to the story. Like, give us room to breathe. And yet the story is going, nope, immediately, again, abduction, conflict, everything. We need to keep the pacing going. Go, 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 go. Why? Why? In the first part of Death Note, this is not the case. In the first couple of episodes of Death Note, they take their time. Hell, we spent like a multiple amount of episodes of L basically accusing Light that he is Kira over and over and over and over again. And now they're just going, oh yeah, new characters, new villains, new antagonists, new conflict. Boom. Work your magic. And yeah, it's not working for me, unfortunately. So, cool sequence. Nice to see everybody all grown up or change a bit, I guess. Sayu looks mature, and Matsuda. I'm just looking at Soichiro's face right now. Is he? Oh my god, emanating so much dad energy. Yeah, cool, fun sequence. Again, I wish we had more of this, but unfortunately not. Aizawa rocking with the beard, I love it. And then, yeah, immediately going, hey, Mellow and Nier, yeah, we need to build up your characters because we only have 12 episodes left, so yeah, you need to get into the picture very fast. And it doesn't work for me. Not yet, at least. Nier, and in terms of like characterization, I feel like both Nier and Mellow are very interesting characters that I actually want to see and explore more and know about, but right now, in terms of like how the story is handling them, again, because of the fast-paced nature of it, they don't grab me as much as how L grabbed me in episode 2, right? When we were first introduced to L, it's this very mysterious person, but we already know that he is a threat to our main characters. I don't feel that threat from Mellow or Nier, though. That's the problem. And this isn't a story with that is like dependent on fast pacing. No, that is not the case. This is a story that ever since like the first episode up until like episode 25 has been a pretty slow paced story that actually balances out between some of the lighter and again slow moments, and with some of the more action and psychological moments as well. So seeing this episode suddenly breaking its pacing to like, yeah, we're immediately going to be shoving in this conflict as fast as we can to start this new arc, this new story, to further grab the audience again. I'm like, no. I don't know how it is in the manga, but if you are a manga reader, please let me know in the comments like how this episode compares to the manga. Like, is it actually a fair comparison, like almost a one-to-one? Yeah, this is how the pacing is in the manga, or if this episode is, you know, going on in a much more fast-paced manner than the manga. Please let me know in the comments. I really do want to know. But yeah, Mellow and Nier, not a great first impression in my opinion. And then we move on. We see Light and the team basically working together again. And then Sayu gets kidnapped. I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, it's not like there isn't any build up to it at all, but sure, I guess I'll accept it for now. So we got a new conflict, we got a new goal, we got a new objective. For now, we need to save Sayu, and in between saving Sayu, there's also this power struggle between Nier and Mellow, which I'm not really into right now. And that's pretty much it. N. That's also cool. I guess this is also an interesting play of words to have Nier become like N, as in Nier will be the N for Light. That could be the case. I can definitely see that happening. This show is going to end one way or another, and that is either Light actually winning or Light actually dying. And because of the fact that Light already won with L, I don't know, dude. Because right now it's all too good to be true for Light. Like he already got what he wanted, right? So what is left for him? And I feel like in terms of like trajectory, it would make sense if once Light has achieved victory, he should taste defeat. And the fact that Nier shortens himself to be N kind of signals that. We are approaching the end of the story. And I'm not sure what to expect. Again, we are approaching a territory within the story of Death Note that I absolutely have no idea what the fuck is going on. All of my theories and predictions have gone through the window once L has passed away. So now I'm in this state of worry on what and where the story is gonna go. And again, hopefully, it ends on a high note. Because so far I've been really enjoying Death Note. I really am. It's been a great ride. But I feel like episode 27 is a massive step down in my opinion. And I'm sorry if you guys hear that and feel disappointed, but that's how I feel. That's pretty much it. Hope to see you all for the next episode of Death Note. Again, if you do enjoy my reaction, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. Early access is available over at the Patreon. I don't know when this episode is going to be released on YouTube, but by then I've probably already finished Death Note by the time you're actually watching this video. So yeah, hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care, guys.